You were taught a comforting lie, that people like you because you're nice. That admiration grows over time. That interest is earned gradually. It isn't. Interest doesn't grow. It locks. And once it locks, everything you do is interpreted through that frame. Some people are leaned into, some are tolerated, some are quietly used. And the difference is decided long before anyone admits it, even to themselves. Liking versus attachment. Here's the distinction most people never learn. Being liked is passive. Attachment is active. People like dozens of people. They attach to very few. Attachment doesn't come from charm. It comes from internal pressure. A sense that something unresolved is happening around you. When that pressure is gone, interest collapses. And what replaces it isn't hate. It's indifference. The spike moment. Human behavior is mostly flat. Neutral tone. Predictable pacing. Standard reactions. But sometimes, something spikes. A sudden shift in emotion. A repeated sentence. An unexpected intensity. That spike isn't excitement. It's exposure. A brief moment where the internal structure slips and something personal surfaces. Most people miss it. Some people feel it without understanding it. And a few understand exactly what just happened. Why spikes matter. A spike reveals something simple and uncomfortable. A gap. A place where reassurance, validation, or certainty is missing. Not consciously. Structurally, people don't crave attention. They crave relief from internal tension. And when someone accidentally touches the edge of that tension, the brain takes note. Not emotionally, strategically. The validation loop. One of the most common gaps is validation. Not compliments, not praise, but recognition without asking. Some people orbit achievement, status, control. They don't want approval. They want confirmation that their self-image is intact. When they don't get it, they escalate. They repeat stories. They perform louder. And when someone responds in a way that confirms without worshipping, something shifts. The brain flags the interaction, not as pleasure, as relevance. The fear that binds people. Another gap is fear of failure, not fear of effort. Fear of being exposed as incapable. People chasing big outcomes live with constant internal pressure. Outward confidence, inner doubt. Most conversations ignore this tension. Some accidentally amplify it. But the rare interaction that reduces that pressure becomes memorable, not because of advice, but because of emotional stabilization. The brain remembers whoever quiets the noise. Trauma reframing. Rejection doesn't just hurt, it destabilizes identity. The brain scrambles for explanation. Was it my appearance? My value? My status? When rejection isn't contextualized, it becomes internalized. And when someone later reframes it indirectly, subtly, the relief feels disproportionate. Not because truth was revealed, but because meaning was reassigned. That's power most people never realize they're responding to. The dangerous part. Here's the part that isn't romantic. When a gap is repeatedly relieved, the brain associates relief with the source. Not consciously, chemically. Attention follows relief. Attachment follows attention. And if you don't understand this mechanism, you will mistake it for chemistry, destiny, attraction. It's neither. It's pattern reinforcement. The warning. This is where dark cortex draws the line. These mechanisms exist whether you like them or not. They explain why some people are chased, why others are ignored, why attention returns without reason. But understanding them isn't a license to exploit, because anyone who doesn't understand this is already being shaped by it. Silently, repeatedly. The real advantage isn't control, it's awareness. Because once you see how attachment forms, you also see when you're the one being pulled. And that's the difference between power and being useful to someone else's needs. People don't get attached to people. They get attached to how their internal tension behaves around them. And once you understand that, nothing about social interaction feels innocent again.